Uh, the people ask, and coming up off that first half, how are the kids doing? And one of the things we stressed all week long was the intensity with which we had to play to achieve the results that we're looking for. And I was really happy. We would have liked to have come out with a lead at the end of the first half, but things sometimes have a way, mistakes bite you in the tail, and you can't make those mistakes, especially against an undefeated team, a 4-0 team. Um, I think the challenge for us is the kids showed that they could play with somebody who's 4-0 and has beaten some pretty good Division I teams, but it's a challenge now to be consistent throughout 4 quarters, and certainly we didn't do that tonight.
And you mentioned too, so that USF is one of those teams that's going to get nothing for a little bit, and then all of a sudden pop on those big plays.
Pop a big play, yeah.
I guess from your perspective, what was sort of going wrong for you guys against the beginning of that third quarter? Were they able to get a couple of those long runs to build up that lead?
Well, I'm sure when we watch the video, there's probably going to be a group of errors that contributed to it. To play defensive football, you have to be gap sound. And if you wind up, it's a simple thing, you wind up with two people in the same gap, that means there's an open gap. And that's exactly what happened on both of those plays. As we wound up in the wrong gap, and he found it, and off he went. Not having it, it's nice. Isaiah gives us a little bit of depth because 9 times out of 10, his speed is able to prevent something from going to the house. And when that spearing or whatnot call occurred, he was out. He's disqualified, so that doesn't help.
It seemed like just in the first half, having Terrell back playing outside linebacker made a big difference. He was always around the ball. It seemed like he had a couple of forced fumble opportunities. What does his return kind of bring to you guys defensively?
It gives us the opportunity here in the second half of the season to keep guys playing the same position that they played all spring and continue to learn and use the investment of time and coaching that you put into it, be able to use it at the position that they've been playing all year long. So it helps quite a bit.
Did you challenge the Barnett touchdown that got overturned? And if so, I guess walk me through the process that led to you challenging that play.
Well, I was on the phone with the people upstairs, and they said, "Coach, I don't think he scored." And so the referee was there, and I said, "What'll it cost us? It'll cost us a timeout." So I decided to go down and challenge it, and after it was all said and done, initially he told me he was going to they were looking at it anyway, but I said, before they even kicked the extra point, they're looking at it? I didn't quite understand what he meant by that, but they then again almost lined up a second time to kick it, and then that's when the whistle occurred, and they looked at it, and they said, "You know what, you're right, he didn't score." So
what does it say about this defense that you guys go out there and you stop them 2 straight times from the half-yard line and force them to kick a field goal in that situation?
These guys are scrappers. It's just, sometimes you play your tail off and something just doesn't go right, and maybe you lean back on past experience and say, this is the start of a couple of negative things occurring, and we just got to get over that. We've got to be able to play, as I say, consistently through 4 quarters of football, and not dwell on the negative things and let it affect our play throughout the entire game.
Didn't seem to affect the offense a ton, but chasing points throughout the second half. How frustrating does that get?
Oh, I'm sure, our guys, especially with Izzy, you're just a pass away from a touchdown. I mean, he's a special player. But, you can't make some of the mistakes that we make. It just doesn't help you.
Andrew, you guys are up 14-10 when you drive down there, and then the snap kind of
Snap was on time, just a little low. Guy made a good play to get to it.
It seemed like, did you know where the ball was, or did you just kind of run into your offensive lineman, I guess, in that scramble there?
Yeah, I knew it was behind me. I didn't really see it. I saw Marquise kind of get pushed down in front of me, and I lost it. But like I said, the guy just made a good play to get to it.
Right, I mean, one of the things that Coach Pinkham talked about earlier this week was back at USF was one of those offenses that's going to get nothing, and they kind of explode for those big plays. What were they able to do well tonight to kind of be able to explode for those big plays against you guys, particularly in the third quarter?
It wasn't them, it was us. We didn't execute. Defense played with a lot of energy tonight, a lot more than we have in the past. Just a couple missed assignments, and that's what really hurt us.
What does it mean to this defense to have a guy like Jarrell back there playing next to you?
It's huge. Cole McHugh, he's a great player, still young. But having Drell back and Chinju next to me, it'll be huge for the rest of the season. But we have this bye week, recover, and get ready for our next game.
What's sort of the emotions, I guess, once Coach Pinkham challenges the touchdown, it gets overturned, and you guys know, I think it was second and goal from the 1 or half yard line. What's sort of the energy and the momentum with you guys after that call's overturned?
I mean, we were ready to go. We had a lot of energy, and we knew that we could stop them, and we obviously did, and held them for a field goal. We have a good defense. We really do. We just what hurts us is having a couple missed assignments, and we just have to be better. We got to practice better, practice harder. That's about it.
Brian, the game was real physical from the start, got chippy at times. How did the guys on defense especially kind of keep themselves in check in a game like that?
Yeah, we just really have to stay calm and just play football and not try to do more than we're asked. What happened to Mike Naismith and Marquise was I think unnecessary, but you're gonna get that. And it's a game of football. It's a violent game, but we just gotta stay under control and just do our job.
How did those sort of moments affect you guys? Or forgive me, how does those moments affect you guys as a team? You see a teammate sort of down, typically with Mike's situation, you're not sure how severe it is. How do those sort of moments affect you guys as a team?
I mean, I think it brings you back to reality really quick that at any point in the game it could all be over. It happens in the blink of an eye. You never want to see anybody go down, either side of the ball, but when it's one of your brothers, it's tough, and you want to go out there and fight for them, and we weren't able to. We tried to do it. Weren't able to get the win for both of those guys, but you gotta really put it into perspective and appreciate the opportunities you have.
We look, Andrew, at what Andy has done this season. I mean, obviously he goes back to Ohio last week. That was a big week. That was another big game today. What's been different about Andy these past 2-3 weeks that's kind of allowed him to have these really big games for you guys?
He's a really smart player. I think a lot of guys know that on this team, and we're able to do a lot with him. He can handle it. We can kind of build our offense around him, very similar to what we did with Adam last year. So it's tough for defense as a game plan for us because we're given 5, 6, 7 new formations with Andy in different spots each and every single week.
And if you get the lead, they get those last points to go into halftime. You come out, get the ball, don't score, and then shortly after that get those 3. How difficult is it to start chasing points?
Yeah, you obviously would like to be in the lead. You never want to chase points, but for us, we have the ability to go up tempo, and when we're down like that, we don't really have to do too much different. We just have to make our possessions count, and we weren't able to do that tonight.
Is there anything different about offense or how players were called or whatnot with Coach Whipple out?
No, there was obviously we missed Coach Whip all week, and missed him on the sideline, but Coach Spencer and the offensive coaches did a great job of making it seem like he was there. So game plan was great. We just didn't execute.
Right.
Can you take us through your interception? It looked like Joe, and I hope to say his last name correct, Previty,
Yes, sir.
got to the quarterback and kind of hit his arm to kind of get the ball and flub it a little bit.
Yeah, Joe did a great job on that play, which allowed the ball to come out a little differently, and kind of just came through me. But I mean, yeah, it was a big play, but couldn't get it done. So.
Brian, you guys obviously head into this off week coming up. What's going to be sort of important for you guys to kind of refocus and be able to kind of have the finish to this season that you guys had last year?
Yeah, it's this bye week will help us. Kind of regroup, recover. These were a long 7 weeks, 6, 7 weeks. So it'll be big, and but the score didn't show that tonight that it was positive, but there was a lot of positivity that came out of it defensively. I can't speak for the offense, but there was just a lot more energy than we've had in the past. So we're chomping at the bit for this bye week to get finished and just really get the rest of the season going.
Andrew, can you speak to the same thing for the offensive side?
Yeah, I think, every single game this year there's been positives, from it. This week's going to be no different, and just have a little bit more time to look at USF and, kind of like Brighton said, get away from it for a little bit and come back, with a focus and a motivation to finish out these next 5 weeks to the best of our abilities.